All right, so this is my walkthrough of how to do the homework problems. Again, please go ahead and fast forward through this. It's going to be deadly boring for this. Once you get the hang of it, you can go ahead and just check your answers. So I'm going to just do these problems real quick. How many significant figures do the following numbers have? Well, decimal is absent, so I'm going to start from this side. And I'm going to count the numbers from the first non-zero number. So the 4 would be the first non-zero number, and I'm going to count until I run out. So this would have 5 significant figures. Number 2, the decimal is present. So I'm going to start from the Pacific side, going to go till I find the first non-zero number, which will be a 2, and I'm going to count till I run out. Well, there's the 3, so that means this has 2 significant figures. Number 3, decimal is absent, so I'm going to start from this side, the Atlantic side. I'm going to go to my first non-zero number, so 9, and then I'm going to count till I run out, so 8 would be 2. Number 4, decimal is absent, so I'm going to start from this side. I'm going to go to my first non-zero number, which would be the 1, and I'm going to count till I run out. So that's 1, there's a 2, there's 3, 4, and 5. So this has 5 significant figures. I'll change colors here. Number 5, the decimal is present. So I'm going to start from this side. 9 is my first non-zero number, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just going to count until I run out. It doesn't matter if there's zeros or not. This would have 6 significant figures. Number 6, decimal is present. So I'm going to start from this side. 1 is my first non-zero number, and now I'm going to count till I run out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 significant figures. Number 7, decimal is present. So I'm going to start from this side, the Pacific side. I'm going to go to my first non-zero number. 1, count till I run out. 2, 3, this would have 3 significant figures. Number 8, decimal is present. So I'm going to go to my first non-zero number, which will be 3. I'm going to count till I run out. 3, 4. I never count this part of the number in significant figures. This would have 2 significant figures. Number 9, decimal is present. Start from this side, count till you run out. This would have 1, 2. Again, you'd never count this part. 2 significant figures. Number 10, decimal is present. Start from this side. 9 is your first non-zero number. Count till you run out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 11, decimal is present. Start from this side. Go to the first non-zero number, which is 3. Count till you run out. 4. So there's 3. Number 12, decimal is absent. So you're going to start from this side. You're going to go to your first non-zero number, which would be the 1. Count till you run out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is going to have 6 significant figures. Here's a tricky one. Decimal is present. So I need to start from this side of the number. 7 would be my first non-zero number. Count till I run out. This would have 3 significant figures. 14, 14, 14. No decimal. Decimal is absent. Going to go from this side, count my first non-zero number. This would have 1 significant figure. 15, decimal is present. Start from this side. First non-zero number, count till you run out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 significant figures. Decimal is present. Start from this side. Go till you hit your first non-zero. 1. Decimal is present. Start from this side. Go to your first non-zero. 1. Count till you run out. 2, 3. Decimal is absent. Head this direction. First non-zero number is 2. Count till you run out. 19. Decimal is present. Start from this side. Count until you run out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, you never count this part. 20. Decimal is absent. Technically, you're going to go from this side. Well, there's your first non-zero number, 2, 3. 3 significant figures. The dreaded multiplication and division. Remember, for multiplication and division, you're going to count the significant figures, and you're going to go with the least number of significant figures. So let's take a look at, I guess multiplication is down here. We've got addition up here, and subtraction. For addition and subtraction, the least number of decimal places, or the highest value. So let's take a look at this. Now, when they're written in a line, I hate that. It's just a little bit difficult to see, so I like to kind of line them up. So here we've got 8.20, and we have 20. And we're adding these numbers together. So when you do that, you're going to get 20, drop down the 8. Oh, this is terrible. Let me just go ahead and erase this. This is horrible. I'm going to make this bigger. Give myself more space to write so you can see it better. So if I put these in a column, I've got 8.20 and I've got 20. Adding them together, that becomes 0, 2, decimal point drops down, 8, 2. So the rule is I go with the least specific one. If you look at that 20, that's the tens place. So your answer has to be rounded to the tens place. So 28.20 is going to round to 30. Remember the rules for rounding? If this number is greater than 5, you round up. If that number is less than 5, you round down. So the correct answer for this would be 30. Let's go ahead and do this next one. We've got 53.4028 minus 14. Well, you can see right away 14 has no decimals at all, so your answer is going to be rounded to the ones place. So when you get your answer, it's going to be 39.4028. Well, we want to round to the ones place because our number has, this is to the ones place. So we're going to round, which would round to, the 0.4 is less than 1, or sorry, is less than 5, I can't talk. So I'm going to round down, so this would be 39, would be the correct answer. Let's go over and try these. Again, I'm going to make this big so I can kind of put them in a column. So I've got 13.59 plus 23.25 plus 20. I'm going to add those together. Now, the tens place is my least specific number. So I'm going to need to round this to the tens place. So the answer you get in your calculator is 56.84. Again, this was the lowest accuracy that there was. So I'm going to round to the tens place. The 5 is followed by a 6, which is of course greater than 5, so your number is going to round up, which means that this answer is going to be 60. Because the 6 is going to cause the 5 to round up to a 6. Here's a subtraction one. So we have 39.3 minus 0.804. We're going to have one decimal place in our answer. Our answer in the calculator is 38.496. I need to have the tenths place in my answer because the 39.3 only went to the tenths place. I have to look at this number. It's a 9, which is going to cause the to round up. So my answer is going to be 38.5. Let's go on to number 3 and number 6. So we have 42.828 plus 67.9 0.4629. I can see that I'm going to need to have the thousandths place in my answer. We're adding this. So I put it in my calculator, 42.828 plus 67.4629 equals, and the number in my calculator is 110.2909. And again, I need to look at this place right here, because that's the thousandths place. It's followed by a 9, so that's going to round up, which means my answer is going to be 110.291. Last one of these, we've got 91.68 minus 19.1. Of course, my answer is going to be in the tenths place. Let me put it in the calculator. 91.86 minus 19.1 equals, so my calculator answer is 72.58. And again, I'm going to be rounding to the tenths place. I'm going to look at that number right there. 8 is higher than 5, which means my tenths place is going to round up. So the final answer will be 72.6. So that takes care of addition and subtraction. Let's go ahead and do multiplication and division. So the first thing I do when I'm approaching these problems is I go ahead and I just count up the significant figures in each number. So this one, the decimal's present, so that has 4 significant figures. This one, decimal's present, it has 2 significant figures. And the last number is 100. There's no decimal present, decimal's absent. That has 1 significant figure. So I know I'm going to need 1 significant figure in my answer. So let me put this in the calculator. 2.135 times 3.1 times 100. So the answer I get in the calculator is 661.85. Well, I need to have 1 significant figure. So I'm going to be looking to see, so 661, I've got to round that so that it's 1 significant figure. So I'm going to be rounding in the hundredths place. So I'm going to look at this one. 6 is higher than 5, so I know I'm going to round up. So when I'm rounding this is going to round to 700. Now I've got 1 significant figure in my answer. Let's do the one down below it, a division problem. Same thing, first thing I'm going to do is count the significant figures. Decimal is absent, start from this side, and this would have 6 significant figures. Decimal is present, I would count from this side, this one will have 5 significant figures. So 5 is going to be what I'm going to need to round my answer to. Now I get my calculator. 500,009 divided by 17.000 equals, and the answer in my calculator is a really long one. So I get 29412.294 blah 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 blah. I need 5 numbers in my answer, so I don't need to write down all those. I just need to round it so I have 5 significant figures. Decimal's present, so I'm going to start from this side and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm looking now at that number. 2 is less than 5, so I'm going to just round down or keep the number the same. So this is going to end up with a final answer of 2412, and there's my 5 significant figures. Now for these guys, same thing. I'm going to count my significant figures. Decimal's present, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Decimal's present, go to my first non-zero number, which is just this one here. So this has 1 significant figure. I'm going to be rounding my answer to 1 significant figure. Now for my calculator, 5.00009 times 0.06. Number in my calculator is 0.30004 zeros, 54. I have one significant figure. So decimals present, I start from this side. I'm looking at the 3. It's followed by a 0. So my final answer is going to be 0.3. Number 6. Number 6 looks a lot like number 3. So I've got decimals absent. I'm starting from this side, count, and I've got only one non-zero number, so that's going to have one significant figure. Decimals present, I'm going to start from this side, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to need one significant figure in my answer. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divided by 5.002 equals 99960.0159 blah 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 blah. I only need one significant figure in this. So I'm going to need to start from this side. I'm looking at the 9. It's followed by a 9, so this is going to round up, which means this is going to end up being a number of, move this over, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. So this would be my final answer. Let's make that 1 look a little bit more like 1. So I'm rounding it up. So the 9's going to round to a 10, which is going to be, there's your answer. Almost done. Got just a couple more little problems down here. I'm going to stop the video and I'm just going to write the answers in, because I think you've got the gist of it. You can compare your answers to mine. Here are the answers for numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here are the answers for 6, 7, and 8. And this is the answer for number 5. It needs to be rounded to 500, even though the number is 450, because 5 would cause the 4 to round up to a 5. So you'd end up with 500. So those are all the answers to the problems. I hope you found this to be helpful. If you are stuck on something and you're not sure, oops, it looks like maybe I didn't answer a couple questions here. Hang on. I seem to have missed number 1 and number 4. Let me do those right now. So we've got 2 significant figures in this. It's multiplication. This says 3. So let me put it in the calculator. 7.6 times 21.9 equals, and the number I get is 166.44. I'm going to need 2 significant figures in my answer. Decimals present, so here's my first, my second, and it's followed by a 6, so it's going to cause that to round up, which means my answer is going to be 170. The next one, we've got 2 significant figures. It's division, so I have to count them, and 1. 38 divided by 7 equals 5.42857, blah, 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 blah. I only need one significant figure. So here's 5. I'm going to start with here, decimals present. Looking at this one, the next place after that is a 4, so which means the number will stay the same, and it would round down. So that the answer for this one would just be 5. There you go. You got all your answers. Hope it wasn't too boring. Maybe if you watched it before you went to sleep, it put you right to sleep. Ah, sleep.